We're going to be doing an exercise where I'm going to have you start looking at some of the rules of fungi. Oh, you know what? Let's revisit that question that we talked about for the warm-up. What are some ways that fungi affect you? What did you put down? Yeah, Ian?
They kill us.
They can tell us in what way?
They're poisonous.
Okay, so there's some that are poisonous? Yeah.
They attack our feet and make it hard to find a date.
Okay. Right, great answer, yeah. For those unfortunate few of us, yes.
They grow in our food.
They grow in our food. Any other ways they affect our lives? Yeah.
They are food.
They are food. Oh, okay. Ollie.
They gross us out.
This is out, yeah.
My brother doesn't like them, so we can't tell him what's in our food.
Oh, okay. So you just like kind of grind it up and stick it in there?
Yep.
Yeah. It smells. It smells. Okay, but how do they like impact our life? Is there, like, if we didn't have fungi in our world, would it be a better place? Would it not be a better place?
I don't know.
Ben?
It would be better because the cycle would be complete. Because we need to have things decompose.
Okay, so maybe they help decompose things. They're part of a cycle.
It'd be worse because we wouldn't have mac and cheese.
Because we wouldn't have mac and cheese? Why? Why is that? How is that?
Cheese is fun.
Cheese is a fungus, maybe?
Cheese.
So let's talk about some of these throughout this activity here. This rules of fungi. You're going to be looking at these pictures again. But this time, they have information for you on the back. So I know some of you might have seen this. You might have taken a little sneak peek or whatnot. But there's some information of the different kinds of fungi on the back. And for exercise, for this exercise here, it says it right here. Read through the info posted on the back of each fungi. In your journal, copy the following question and write an answer to complete the fungi. So we've got A, what role do fungi play in the world? So as you go through these, I want you to think about that question. There are a lot of different roles that maybe they play. And B, what types of organisms are affected by them? We already know obviously they affect us in some way, but are there other organisms that might be affected by them? And then give me some examples. Describe and give me some examples.
Ew, it's bread mold. Even though it can grow on many foods, not just bread, it looks fuzzy and can be black, white, green, or gray in color. They're little
Myths that are attached to hair.
nutrition. Like other fungi, bread mold gets energy by breaking down organic materials in the environment. In this case, the mold breaks down starches in bread using enzymes released by the mold.
Would that be the role?
To be more specific,
Breaks down.
It breaks down food.
It breaks down starches by using
other things too.
enzymes.
So what kind of mold is this?
By breaking down material,
We don't have to label it
take
though.
on an important
Breaks down starches.
They also sometimes provide. So you can maybe look at some of them too. There are a lot of good examples.
By using enzymes.
What was that? That word that starts with Z or whatever?
Enzymes. That's what they're.
Enzymes. Okay.
Wait, which one's this one?
This is that weird looking one. Jennifer, this fungus is a type of cup fungi called Aloria. It lives on the rocky shores of Vancouver Island. Cup fungi releases enzymes that break down organic materials into simple sugars. The fungi then absorbs the sugars through its cell membrane and uses sugars for energy. This process is called the extracellular digestion. Cup fungi that live on rocky coastlines digest organic material trapped beneath the rocks. So it also breaks down.
So that's not the mushroom?
Breaks down. No, I don't think it's a mushroom.
Yeah. Because wasn't that the one we thought it was, that mushroom we saw yesterday?
This is kind of like
It just breaks. It just breaks down stuff into simpler.
Breaks down
Yeah.
organic material.
Breaks down.
Organic material.
that's like the same thing that we just wrote down.
No, that was starches, wasn't it?
Yeah, it can also be organic
Could affect the
stuff.
So you guys are saying that if you're looking at this, release enzymes that break down organic material. What does that mean now?
They break down things like leaves and soil.
Or rotting logs or dead animals.
Yeah.
So if we didn't have some of these things to break things down, what do you think it would look like in like a forest? You're walking in a forest.
I think it would just be a big pile of dead.
Like compost.
Not even rotting.
Would they be rotting? That's a good question.
I don't think so. Not rotting because to rot it takes fungus and I picture it as like a huge landfill.
Well, maybe it would be rotting because of bacteria, not only fungus, but bacteria also rot.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How would it eat it?
How would it eat it?
Because if you want to eat an apple, you don't just swallow a whole apple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Take a look at how
I think they kind of
it-
have like acids in them that will. I don't know.
Well, do you see any other similarities on how some of these other types of fungi maybe break things down as well? Rebecca's got, they were talking about how we've got things being decomposed, organic materials being decomposed. Are they similar?
I can eat that.
Maybe it breaks it down into sort of a liquid because the bread you showed us, it was sort of mushy. So maybe it breaks it down into a liquid and then soaks it up like it was water.
Like a sponge.
Thing. Okay, so it's breaking it up.
And then since when it grows it needs more water to keep on growing, it just breaks it down, sort of like our stomach.
Okay, so then if we left that bread for a very, very long time in there, what do you think would happen to that fungi?
Probably be gone. I mean, maybe the fungi would die out unless there was another food near it.